Hello everybody, how are you? David Franco here from ddefranco.com/ask. Boom, there it is. That is your open forum for submitting questions for future videos such as this one. And today's question comes from Dan the Dirty Garbage Man. That's a weird name. Dan the Dirty Garbage Man does not leave any links, so Dan the Dirty Garbage Man does not get any exposure. But hey, Dan the Dirty Garbage Man, if you happen to see this video, let me know and I'll put some links to twitter.com/Dan the Dirty Garbage Man. I doubt that's your Twitter name. And God, I really hope I really hope it isn't. I'm just very happy with the creative one. I don't want to be known as the Dirty Garbage Man. Anyway, in all seriousness, Dan does ask an excellent question, and that is, I would like to know your idea of Apple and if they are heading in the right direction. Now, this is an excellent topic to discuss because this is finally my chance to rant directly to everybody about my thoughts of the future in Apple, where they're heading, and all that good stuff. Now, I say directly because I'm sure I've said it in the past, Tim Cook versus Steve Jobs, blah, blah, blah. But this is gonna be the video, guys. This is the video for me to just let it all out. Now, first of all, let me start up by saying this. Steve Jobs, Tim Cook, two different people. We need to stop comparing them. Steve Jobs has passed away, unfortunately, and it's just, he's not around anymore. I'm sorry, I know, trust me, it hurts. It really hurts to say that. Steve Jobs is not around anymore, so we need to stop hanging on to the past and concentrate on now and the future. And yes, I do realize this question is talking about just that, but I'm tired of seeing people say Apple is doomed without Steve Jobs. Do you think Tim Cook is doing a better job than Steve Jobs? No pun intended. Okay, so in my eyes, Steve Jobs and Tim Cook, there's no need to compare them. I mean, I understand why people want to compare them. I mean, it's pretty much a guarantee, and we should expect that because that's human nature. People like to compare the past, present, and the future. That's just what we do. Now, it is interesting to discuss the possibilities of what Steve Jobs will be doing today. I mean, I do think about it now and then. Would iOS 7 look the way it does if Steve Jobs were still around? Or would the iPad mini exist if Steve Jobs were still around? It's impossible to tell, guys. It's just one of those things. It's impossible to tell. But anyway, getting to Dan's question, is Apple heading in the right direction? Guys, a basic answer, yes, Apple is kicking ass. Now, you may argue that tablet sales and iPhone sales, well, I should say iPad and iPhone sales, may be dropping here and there, but you know what? That's perfectly normal this time of year because because anyone with half of a brain wouldn't buy an iOS device right now when they know damn well we're going to see some new ones, sometime between September and November. And if you're one of those people with half a brain, I sincerely do apologize. No, really, I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just a very sarcastic kind of person. Okay, so how is Apple heading in the right direction? Well, I think they have a pretty good grasp on the market. For instance, the desktop market versus Microsoft's, vision of the market. Compare something like Mountain Lion to Windows 8. With Windows 8, Microsoft took a radical and bold move and turned their OS upside down and just introduced a completely new user interface for their millions upon millions of customers, which I give them props for. I love when companies try new things, but then again, as you can see, Windows 8 is not really a huge success. Whereas with Apple, they're doing the smart approach, in my opinion. They're slowly putting in iOS-like features into their desktop operating system, but giving them the appropriate UI and UX that you should come to expect when using a keyboard and mouse. I mean, you don't want to be leaning across your monitor and doing this. Not only is that not intuitive, but it hurts your arm. Like, who wants to do this? Yeah, let me go to YouTube, type on the monitor, go to my page, click the video, zoom in. Nobody wants to do that. Well, I know I don't. That's just one example of Apple versus Microsoft. Again, I'm not hating on Microsoft for doing this because I do give them props for trying something new. It's just they try something a little too new, in my opinion. And then, of course, there's the whole Surface versus iPad thing. If you didn't know, Microsoft recently just took a hit of a $950 million loss on the Surface brand. That's insane. Now, $950 million, I'm sure it's not a lot of money to Microsoft, but still, that's a sign of where Microsoft is heading versus Apple. I mean, guys, think about it. Why are there so many different versions of the Surface? There's a Surface, there's a Surface Pro, and a Surface RT, I think. I'm not even sure. I've yet to even own a Surface. But so why are they fragmenting their own product so early in the game? Concentrate on one thing, such as, I don't know, something simple like the Surface. And then over time, introduce smaller iterations like Apple does with the Surface Mini. Or even something like the Surface Pro, but just not today. Not today. They need to take their time. Now, getting back directly to Apple, I do think they're doing a very good job. From the iOS market to the notebook market, they're kicking sales, and MacBook kicking sales. And I just totally messed it up. They're kicking ass and MacBook sales. The new Mac Pro, while some may argue it's lacking in upgradability, which I can agree with, but it is a truly innovative desktop. It's so different, and that's coming out later this year. And they have this whole iPhone 5S thing going on, as well as the iPhone 5C rumors. If you ask me, Apple is in a very good position, and it's really, really hard to screw up their success at this point. Now, 5 years from now, who knows? Google could be dominating Apple left and right. Microsoft could be dominating Google. We just don't know. The technology market can change just like that. This is a huge topic, but again, let me just end this part of the video by just saying, yes, I do think Apple is heading in the right direction, especially when compared to Microsoft's outlook on the future and what they're trying to bring to the market in terms of Surface and Windows 8. Microsoft, you need to slow down, back up, jump Maui, there you go, and concentrate on what works for you now, and then build upon that. That is just the way I like to look at it, but I do like to think I have a pretty good grasp on this technology market and how it works, and it's really not that hard. I mean, if someone like me knows Windows 8 and why it's not succeeding, why can't Microsoft? Or maybe they do know and they're just taking a chance, and now they're kind of kicking themselves for it. Who knows? I mean, the only way we know these things is if we're on a fly on a wall during one of these meetings, which would actually be pretty damn fascinating if you ask me. Anyway, Dan, those are my thoughts, and as always, I appreciate your question. But wait, there's more. That's so cheesy, but it works. Today's question is a Q&A video, which means you guys get another free audiobook. Today's audiobook is this guy. Obviously, we talked about Apple, so I'm going to talk about Steve Jobs. This is the Steve Jobs biography by Walter Isaacson. Normally worth $35. You can have it for completely free. Just use that link right below over at audibletrial.com/thecreativeone. Click that, sign up, search for Steve Jobs, and it is yours to keep forever. Oh, and guys, also, I don't really ever talk about this much, but you can play this audiobook on any of your devices. This doesn't have to be a Mac or PC kind of thing. I'm sure you can even play this on your Xbox 360 or your PS3 or the Wii U somehow with the built-in media player. But if you want my opinion, it's best to play it on something like an iOS device, an Android device, Windows Phone device, or even BlackBerry. Do people still use BlackBerry devices? Anyway, guys, again, check it out, $35. And even if you're not going to listen to it right now, just download it now and then listen to it 2 years from now, because who knows how long this Audible promotion will be around for. I mean, I don't know. I'm just giving this stuff away now because I can. Anyway, huge thanks to Audible for making that promotion possible. I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I do. Also, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please click that like button. That tells me that you're actually enjoying my videos and you're engaging, because I'm trying to get people to like more. I'm trying to get people to comment more and all that good stuff. And as always, I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.